Hello, welcome back to episode 2 of Living the Dream. My name's Miles Shinkwin.
I'm Isaac Farmer.
And today we're joined by professional boxer and former English champion, Miles Shinkwin.
How are you doing, chaps?
Living the Dream.
Not too bad, not too bad.
Thank you for welcoming us into your home. So obviously the highlights of your career, you've had 20 pro fights, 15 wins, won the English title, got an illustrious amateur career. When did it all start? When did you throw your first punch?
I had my first spar at 3.
3, wow.
Yeah, we're still friends now actually. I probably won. 3, and then my dad was pro as well. So I say as well, my dad was pro. My mum worked nights, so I was going to the gym with my dad and watch my dad. And I was, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, and then maybe I was younger than that. And this started about 8, I suppose, probably 7, 8. First fight at 11, and here we are now. So I used to do the cards for my dad's fights as well when he was pro.
Really?
I was a ring card girl, yeah.
So were you going down to a boxing gym or just doing it at home with your dad?
No, my dad was the head coach at Bushy.
Okay.
So yeah, it was friends down there really, yeah.
So first fight at 11, how did that go? Did you like the experience?
Yeah, great. Yeah, won at 11. I was in Watford.
I think we can probably establish it now. We're in Bushy, which is a 15-minute drive to Watford. At least. Make it further. And what's your relationship with Watford as a place?
No, that's a joke. I'm from Bushy.
Yeah.
I've lived off. When you drive in that road, you can turn the road. I grew up there for 24 years. I moved to a flat on that road, my first flat I bought, and then I moved to here. So I moved from one road to my whole life, really.
Yeah. So
she born and raised?
Born and raised in the area. And we're in Hertfordshire, for those of you who are not so geographically kind of inclined. Okay.
When people ask and say, where are you from? You say, I'm near Watford.
Yeah.
I always say Bushy, and they go, where's that? My wife say, it's near Watford.
Yeah. No, it's Bushy, it's Bushy.
So then, how long after your first fight was it until your next one? Or was it just you just wanted to keep going?
Yeah, as much as I could. I can't remember if I'm honest. I had 8 in my first year. I had 8 because I lost my 8th fight. I won my first 7 and I lost Ashley Sexton my first fight, and he was probably about the same weight as he was in now at 11. Yeah, and it's called the mini minors, which is like a 1-day tournament fight where they put people there. Yeah, so maybe 8 my first year, and then it just as I could really. Obviously injuries permitting. Obviously again, punching people in the face with your fists is not going to last forever, but yeah, as I could. I had 80-ish in the end.
So you won quite a lot of tournaments as well, nationals, 4 nations, multinationals. The Olympics, Junior Olympics.
Yeah.
How old were you for that one?
2005 it was. 14 years ago. 16. Yeah, because I missed my prom, my year 11 prom. When I was in America, yeah.
Oh, gutted.
Yeah. Well, first being there was a bit better, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was 16. I got bronze. I got beat by Demetrius Andrade, who's now world champion now. 18, 16 really. He didn't win.
No.
He didn't win. Stitched me right up. In my weight was Sean Porter as well. He boxed Andre in the final. I boxed Sweden. I broke my hand. I broke my thumb hand actually. Broke.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there's that lump there.
Yeah, I can see there's a little bit of a lump on your left.
Come out my hand.
Left kind of thumb knuckle.
That bone come out my hand.
Wow.
First punch of a fight.
That's not ideal.
And they wouldn't. I don't think it broke. I think it's dislocated. They wouldn't give me no painkillers because I was in America. In America, they push it back in with no painkillers. That was loads of fun.
I dislocated the same thumb and they just went to A&E.
No painkillers.
I had laughing gas, but it didn't do anything. I
You
couldn't
can get that.
Didn't get that. I was not laughing, certainly not.
It was the most excruciating pain of my
And
life.
his name, St. Jackson, the physio, St. Jackson. I'll say Chris Jackson. It's the England, and he was saying that he was going to the doctor in America saying he's an England boxer. He's this, he's that, he's won this, he's won that. Laughing, like bigging me up because I knew I was going to scream. He done it. And did shout quite a lot of swear words, put it back in. Good time, Dave.
First punch though.
First punch. I was a Mexican. He was massive and all. I think Alvarez his name was.
Alvarez sounds Mexican, doesn't it?
Yeah, he was a big old lump compared to me, that's for sure. I lost that one.
Can't win them all, can't win them all.
No, certainly not.
So that was at 16. Where did you go from there after that?
16. I was on a world class program with England. So you basically got like funding from the lottery. Basically in Crystal Palace, Sheffield or Durham every weekend training. Generally it was Crystal Palace. That's before they moved up to Sheffield permanently. And then just fighting when we could really. I couldn't get really amateur fights as in club fights where from my own club because I was one of the better ones. So you couldn't get normally fight internationally or international. What I'd done for the next I suppose 18 months after that, and then I got to nearly 18 and found I liked Guinness quite a lot. And the training went downhill, and yeah, my senior career sort of fizzled out a little bit.
For how many years would you say it fizzled out?
Fizzled out meaning that I stopped training and was losing to people that I should never be losing to.
So when you say stop training, do you mean cold turkey or just reduced it?
I wasn't training as hard as I should have been.
You weren't like fulfilling your potential at that
No,
point?
definitely not. I mean, I went in the ABAs. It was my first year, second year in the ABAs.
ABE?
ABAs.
Do you want to explain to those who won't know what that is?
Senior ABAs is like the nationals. You get obviously growing. You get junior ABAs, which you won twice, and then you get to the senior ABAs, which is sort of the thing you're aiming for. And as a kid, you want to win a title. A lot of boxers have called Greg Welling. I can't remember exactly. I'm sure I was either 6-0 or 7-0 up after 2 rounds, and I lost 8-7. I was just blowing out my backside where I hadn't trained. He was from the army, so they knew full well what they had to do.
Of course.
So they're going to be fit. And yeah, I still fought for it. I won the fight, but to let it be close after being 7-0 up. Yeah, so then I broke my hand when my right when I was 15, and it never ever healed properly. And then I went private that year in the end. Paid a lot of money. I said I'm doctor private, and he basically said you got to back up. You can't punch no more.
What age was this?
17, 18.
You were told you shouldn't be boxing.
18, yeah. So I did for about 18 months. I stopped. Got to about 16 stone. And ran to the toilet one day for a wee and got out of breath upstairs. I thought I can't do this much longer. I've got to do some training. Started running, lost some weight. My dad said to me, go down to the gym, start punching, see how it feels and see how you get on. Started punching again, and now we're 10 years later still punching.
Wow.
Yeah, so the doctor was probably wrong.
And what are the doctors saying these days when you see them? Or do you not see doctors anymore? Don't need that.
That kind of negative in my life.
Exactly. I'm saying.
You can't paying for privilege to say don't fight no more.
No, of course.
What were you thinking when they said that? Were you gutted?
They told me there's an operation you can do. Had it before loads of times. Come in, we'll go over it, set a date, and we'll go from there. So I'm walking in there. My mum took me actually, and she sat in the car park. So we imagined we'd be in there 10 minutes. They'd say to me, "Well, this is what we're gonna do. Here's a date. We see you." Got in there, running in there. Mum's outside. He just said, "Look, what can you do? Your hands naked." So pack her. And I just walked out. I didn't say anything. I was walking in there so happy thinking we're gonna get something sorted. Because for years he'd been playing me out for like 5, 6 years at that point. And he just burst my balloon basically. Went out and I was like, what happened? So I got to pack up boxing. He's like, what? I said, yes, that's what he said. Drove home and yeah, that was it really. Didn't say anything. What can I say? He's a professional, he's a doctor, that's his job.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I got over and packed up, got fat and got out of breath, started training again.
Okay, so then after you started training again, how long were you waiting for the next sort of few fights for the next tournament? What happened after that?
I can't remember then now. 18. Got to the ABAs as you had before, went them again. Got to the semi-finals. Boxed the GB number 1 and lost I think 5-4 he was. The next year I boxed again. Training wasn't what it should have been. I boxed at cruiserweight. I've never a cruiserweight in a million years. I was tiny. I was just a little fatty at cruiserweight. Boxed Dion Juma and lost by a point again. And said my dad, I can't keep hanging around for a year to lose by a point because ABA is once a year, and you can't. There's not really much. If you're not a GB boy and you're not average, I suppose. I was above average. I was above average. You don't really get many fights other than the ABAs. So I'm gonna wait around another whole year to go and fight in the ABAs again and beat by a point. And that's probably a bad attitude to have, but that's just why I saw it. So I'm going pro, and yeah, went pro. Yeah, that's it really. And it's pro. So that was between 18 and 24. I think I had, well, not many, maybe. I don't know, 10, 5 maybe. Not a lot. Yeah, not a lot.
It's interesting sport boxing, isn't it? Because your training's so periodised because you're just working towards that one big night, like maybe once a year, twice a year. Whereas like footballers playing like 45, 50 games a season, it's every week, every 4 days, so they can just forget about it and move on. For you, you've got that last fight in your mind. Obviously, I guess it depends how you mentalise it.
No, it depends what level you're fighting. If you're fighting like turning pro, you're looking to fight every, obviously tickets are permitting and being what level you're at, you'd want to fight 8 times a year if you could.
Yeah.
I mean, so then that way you've got a 8-week camp, fight, week off, back in the gym, so and then repeat. So then you'd be okay with doing it. And then obviously, but then you say that you've got Joshua who's fighting twice a year now, but he's got 30 millions to keep to a company for the next however many months. People at Master Level don't have 30+ millions to keep to a company. Yeah, it depends on the results. So if you win and you're waiting for at title level, you're waiting for a challenger. So you're great. You're sitting there and you can pick and choose. If you lose, you're then back at the bottom of the pile, and it could be a long 3 months, as I'm now finding out.
Moving from the amateurs into the pro game now, sort of between 18 and 24, you then have your pro debut at 24. How do we build up to that?
Once I told my dad I wanted to go pro, I said to him, do you want to train me? He said no. He trained for all my amateur career, my dad. Said no, go find yourself a trainer, I'm an amateur trainer. So I spoke to my cousin Liam, was pro at the time. He'd been trained by Jason Rowland. He said come down, had a chat with him, had a session, liked it, went from there. Signed with, originally I signed with Mickey Elliott as my manager. I think I had 2 fights with him that didn't work out for me. So then went from there. Then was in the gym for quite a while, to be honest, from when I first decided to go pro to my first fight. When was that? October, my first fight. I think it was October or November. And I was in the gym probably from June, training then. I was just making sure my hands were alright, I suppose. Yeah, and then my first fight in October.
And so you won that.
I did.
Comfortable?
Yeah, I mean, my first 4 fights, I boxed for probably the toughest journeyman there was going on the journeyman circuit. There was who don't get stopped, who are there for the rounds, and didn't stop any of them. I beat them all on points, didn't lose a round. At the time, everyone was like, "Why are you knocking no one out for? We're going to pro knock people out." You try and explain to your mates that these are hard men. They're very hard, but they're fighting every week in the top fighters and don't get stopped, because if you get stopped, you get banned for 30 days.
So for the more casual fans that perhaps don't know what a journeyman is,
like me,
it's
sorry.
No, it's cool.
a pro boxer that's trying to fight every week, every couple of weeks.
Yeah.
They know how to survive, sort of thing.
Generally, a journeyman is they turn pro normally with like high hopes. To have a fight or 2, sell the tickets and think this isn't worth it. I'm just going to be, and they'll probably get paid minimum of a grand a week for a 4-rounder. Do that 3 times a month. Don't train them. Their training is their fighting.
Yeah.
So they're getting paid more. You think 3 times a month for say 10 months of a year, they're probably getting 30 grand a year to go be a sparring partner basically. Yeah. And they work full time anyway. So yeah, that's basically a journeyman. But you get better ones and worse ones.
Yeah.
The worst ones who have a go, because they have a go, they get stopped and they get banned. You get a 28-day ban. You get stopped in boxing.
Obviously, I don't want to mention the W word, Watford, but like we're not far away. And obviously, Anthony Joshua, AJ, is rose to international fame What's it like having boxing on the map locally here in Hertfordshire?
It's a tough question. I mean, my whole life I learned boxing. My dad was a pro, my uncle was a pro, my granddad was a boxer, so that's all I've ever known. So for me, it's just, I don't know, you'd be better off asking that to a person who isn't involved in boxing.
True.
So me, it's just all I've ever known. So
yeah,
he's just another boxer.
Another boxer.
Yeah.
And like, have you ever sparred with him? Like met him at the gym?
I have sparred him before. Yes, a long time ago. We used to do. There's a club called Earlsfield as amateurs. Used to do like 5 in the ring at the same time, and the coach would do you two together for a minute, you two for a minute, and I don't know how long ago this was, but he obviously wasn't like he is now, certainly not. But he sparred with a middleweight first, which was a bit silly because he's a lot bigger, and put him over. And but Miles, you go. I love going to anyone. I give it everything I had. I hit him with everything I had, and he sort of just stepped back and sort of lowered his neck, and hit me with a jab on the square on my nose. I thought I don't know how weak it was. I was like,
seriously,
a little skip on the ring for the next minute until it stop.
I mean, I know you can't pinpoint exactly roughly what year do you reckon we're talking? A long time ago.
About 10 years ago, I thought, yeah.
Right.
As you say, he's been boxing for.
He started boxing when he was 18. I think he's
29 now. So
less than 10 years ago.
Right.
Maybe
So okay, 19, 20, our sort of age, and he was punching hard.
Oh yeah,
He's a big lad. So
yeah, add a bit of technique in there, you got a winner.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
There's reasons why there's the weight categories.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I don't think it was like a flat out spar, the middleweight he sparred with, but he. I remember who it was for a second, but I don't remember who it was. I remember it well. Bradley Skeet was one of the people. It was his gym. He was now only like a welterweight. He was in. I don't think he sparred Joshua though. But yeah, good times.
Absolutely.
So when we're getting through the pro fights, they're coming, the wins are coming. But then the Southern Area Championships on the line against John McIntyre. How does that fight come about? There's a little smile on your face here.
What? No. My mate Joel.
My mate Joel.
I was supposed to fight a fella called Leon Senior for Southern Asylum. He then retired. He was champion. He was champion. He then retired. So we spoke to the board and said, look, can we make a fight? Said, can we fight him? He was unbeaten in, I think he had 12 on 12. I had 7-1-7, or I think 8-1-8. Excuse me. I think I had 7.
Your ninth fight was for the
I
Southern.
had 8, right? Okay, so
Yeah,
I had 8. He had 12 on 12. Good fights to make. Yeah, we sold. I was saying, fun enough, to my missus last night. I said, "Bow with it," and we sold out your call. Me and McIntyre, which is nothing but as a venue, it's sold out. It's some place.
So yeah, that's one of my next questions. Is like, have you got a venue that you just it feels like home, like you just know you're gonna win there?
Well, I've lost there. So
yeah, I know. Like
I've won.
You know
I've won there a lot more than
one has there been a Olympic record you've fought plenty of times at your call in Bethnal Green? Is that kind of one of your venues where you get excited for it? You think, right?
It's just the home of boxing. It's the home of English boxing, that they say. So, I mean, I think if spectators could see behind the stage, well, they change their opinion on that because they're dreadful. They are. In the winter, it's freezing cold. In the summer, it's roasted up. But the venue, once you're out in the ring, it's a great place. Especially the atmosphere is the best atmosphere I've fought in. I can't say I feel I'm beat with it because I've been beat, right? That's my favourite venue as a pro, yeah. Saying I boxed in Wembley Arena with a good crowd there, that was good. Yeah, I think most fighters will tell you when you're in the ring, a ring's a ring. You can't really hear too much going on outside the ring if you're concentrating, as you should be. But to watch boxing now, I'd say you're cool. For me to watch boxing now, I watched Paul Appleby v Liam Walsh at Yeezy, the Box Nation's first night on air, and it was the best fight I've ever seen. And the crowd there was literally ramo.
Yeah.
And the atmosphere was. I knew neither at the time. I knew him a little bit, but not very well. And yeah, the was fantastic. So I'd say the best place to watch it is York Hall.
It's just one of those iconic places when you think sport for
I
boxing.
think if
it's
you ask
York
most
Hall.
average people at boxing, you'd say York Hall.
So that's like what Wembley is for footballers, is it? In this country?
Yeah.
I'd try to say, yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
Just not as big.
Yeah.
What is the capacity, do you know?
Like 500.
Yeah.
It's tiny, really. But
Yeah, but that makes it.
and it's on 2 levels, and the second level is basically above the other level. Because you can pay ringside seats are like double the price, but upper balcony you're like literally over the ring, so you can see into the ring. I mean, they're great seats.
Would you rather sit on the bottom tier than
Oh
ringside?
no, I've seen the balcony. Much better seats. Yeah, you can see. You're basically probably from here to that door from the ring,
Oh,
looking
wow.
into it.
You almost get like you get hit with the sweat and the blood, don't you?
It would surprise me. Yeah,
Yeah.
it would surprise me.
Wow.
So then next fight, you're the champion. You're trying to retain your title against Richard Horton.
Yeah.
How did that fight come about?
That was my first. I signed with Frank Warren after I beat McIntyre. I signed with Frank Warren. That was my first fight on telly, I think, actually. Was it? Yeah. First fight was top of the bill at Box Nation. I think we just said that because when you win a title, you get, I think it's 4 months to make a voluntary defence. So you can basically pick someone, go towards the board and say, look, we want to make this fight. I think you had 10 or 11 won, 10 or lost 1 or 2. To the board, can we fight this fella? Yeah. Fight was made and on that show, yeah.
So there was no. You had a short list of people you wanted to
No,
fight?
we
Just
saw
picked
his
him out.
name, saw the record and thought,
He was up for it.
he'll do it. He'll be his manager. I think had actually run mine, so they fancied a fight. But my first daughter was born that week. So I boxed him on a Friday, I think, and my daughter was born on the. Oh, sorry, let's get it wrong now. That week, within the 5 days before. So that week, I basically laid in the hospital room on a seat like this for like 4 days, eating pots of porridge to try and make weight all week whilst not sleeping very well. I remember getting out of the hospital, I can't remember, a lot overweight. So I was going to run in the day of the weigh-in, getting the weight off. Remember after the 5th round, I was knackered in the fight, and when I stopped him in, was it 6th round I stopped him in?
Get on box rec.
Get up and box right.
Whatever round it was I stopped him in, I'm sure it was 6th round I stopped him in. I was blowing.
What year was this again?
2000.
This one. It just says knockout.
Yeah, it just said knockout. Yeah, I don't think there's any more information. Oh, 9-2.
No, that was his record before.
Right,
the fight.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I even body shot in that, I think it was the 6th round, and stopped him. As soon as he went down, I thought, please don't get back up. Please don't get back up. I was knackered. I hadn't slept all week, probably. I've been had knee probably. I ran that day or the day before to make the weight. Didn't get back up.
Yeah, that's such a good feeling.
So for the Southern Area title, you fought Bill McIntyre. You're fighting him for the English title now. How did that one occur?
I was supposed to fight Travis Dickinson for the English title, who I boxed an amateur. He then retired, so we then asked the board to make, because me and McIntyre first fight was a good fight, so we asked the board to make me beat him again. Said yes, they accepted. We were then told by Frank Warren that they was going to win the purse bid to put it on in London. Great, happy days. Next day, got a phone call, lost the purse bid, you're going to fight him in Portsmouth. Great stuff, in a nightclub.
Wow.
Great.
Fight Club.
It was literally like my changing room was a booth in a nightclub.
Seriously.
For an English title.
English style, and people were it was by the toilet.
That's just
Like,
disgusting.
you couldn't write it. You could if you didn't see it, and then people would everyone walk past us, and then as the night got on, grew. People more and more drink, more and more whatever. Shout at us, and I think at one point my training had a fight with someone. They was chatting all sorts at me. But yeah, and then
It's all glamour, huh?
I think people have got this misconception about boxing is all like Joshua trains, and that's just not boxing. That is 1 in a million boxers.
The anomaly.
So but I think small hall boxing is it's rough, and you've got to be tough to get through it. Stuff like that happened in there, and then and the ring was. His manager at the time is now my manager. And he said to me after, we've done everything in our power to go against you. We got in a tiny little ring, the small fingers allowed. So I knew that I was a boxer, and I could outbox him quite comfortably. The crowd were probably a metre behind the judges, screaming. So the judges were probably thinking, "Oh, this is give it to him." It was a close fight. If I was honest, he probably just nicked it. I think maybe in London it might have been the other way around. I don't know, but it was a good fight. Good fight.
Do you think the crowd can turn a judging
100%.
decision sometimes if
100%.
they're right behind them in their ears and they're?
I think judges either watch boxing out of the hall on the TV thing, or they should watch it with earmuffs on. Because when I watch boxing, I don't ever put sound on. I've watched fights before, and you just think, what are you watching? I'm not watching what they're watching, but the more you listen, you think, oh, maybe that is the thing. If like you can throw 10 punches and a crowd don't make one noise. You throw one punch and miss, and a crowd goes mental. You think it's the target.
Wow.
So yeah, when I boxed Jake Ball, I watched the fight once when I got home, and the Sky commentary was so pro Ball, like I wasn't even in the ring. I might have not been in the ring. You know, I lost the fight.
This was 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a terrible fight. He ran away and never caught a light. But the judges were just constantly praising him. All was running the whole lot away from me. But one of the things, I suppose.
So first fight with Joel McIntyre, you won for the Southern area. Second fight, English title.
He won. Yeah.
So now we've got the third fight, again for the English title.
Yeah. Again, as us asking for that, I was supposed to fight Liam Conway in a rematch after the ending of the first fight, which does should have been illegal, I suppose. We asked to fight Joel again, and people thought I was mad, keep asking to fight because there's always our fights. But I had at this point I had a new trainer, new team, and boxed for my abilities and beat him quite easily. With no, I was right the next day for once. In the first two fights, first fight I had, he broke my rib. In the third round of a 10-rounder. That was fun. Second round, I broke my hand.
Again?
And, my other hand, my left hand was on. And my face the next time was, not nice. The third fight, no injuries, no marks, it was great. Even my mum was happy.
I was going to say, your mum would be happy there, wouldn't she?
Yeah.
So that's pure boxing ability then that won you that fight.
Yeah.
The third one.
Yeah, still having a fight with my boxing, one quite easy,
Unanimous decision as well.
Yep, yeah. I think he packed it off for that as well.
Did you prefer that one or the Southern area? Because that's the first title you got as a pro boxer.
I suppose the English title is a bigger and a better title, but unfortunately I like entertaining.
Right.
I like being in fights. Although I'm not at my best when fighting, I'm better in boxing. So the first fight, the crowd were like going mental for the first fight. It was a good fight. The last one was a bit boring probably, if I'm honest, to watch because it was a Jack Jennifer night. But I've done what I had to do, make it boring. If I had a fight with him, he's got more of a chance. I mean at that point, losses would have been a nail in the coffin for my career at that stage, I think. So
you've had 3 fights with him. What was your relationship like with him? Was he just another fighter?
No. He was a dickhead. No. No, I don't know. See what happened was the second fight, I wore a Southampton shirt as a Wayne. And obviously being in Portsmouth,
Oh, brilliant.
I wore a Southampton shirt and that didn't go down very well.
No, I study in...
Almost asking for it.
Yeah, literally. I study at Southampton, in Southampton State University, and the rivalry between them and Portsmouth was just mad.
Yeah, that didn't go down very well.
Nice move, smooth.
Likes to be an entertainer.
Yeah, well, why not? Play the Joker.
And I think from that, and from the first fight, after the fight happened, I went into the changing room to say good fight and thing, and he said, yeah, good fight, you bent me there, fair play to you. So he done me rib. So I didn't even know. Chat for a couple of minutes where basically he said, you won the fight, good luck in your career. see you around. Next day I got up and my phone starts going mad, and it's basically getting tagged in someone's Twitter where he's doing interviews saying he got Rob Rotten and he should not been in the last round and this and that. Did he really say this? But I don't remember. And then from then I just thought, either you're just telling lies or you're being dishonest towards me in the change room, which I don't like. So I didn't like from that, and I think I probably complained about our rib quite a lot after. Not they complain, but every interview they says to me about the fight, oh, did you tie down the stretch? I did, so I broke my rib, and I couldn't breathe for about 6 rounds, probably. So I did, so when I was doing an interview, and they're saying to me, you tired? I'm not going to say, no, I was knackered. I said, yeah, I did, but I broke my rib. He then complained that I was talking about my rib so much. And then for the second fight, I thought I would have signed the shirt, and he didn't like it. Or his fans didn't like it very much.
No.
You got that over winning the trilogy though, 2-1.
Yes, that was very pleasing. Very pleasing.
Always nice.
I spoke to him since, but funny enough, after that last fight, we was in the changing rooms. Doctor was getting stitched up. So we Mark had a cut. He had me in the last fight as well. We're both laying on these beds getting stitched up by the doctors, and my trainer was in there. He trained his mum, I think. His mum sort of said, "I've never liked you, but you've done well tonight." And then we had a fight together, which is I suppose full circle, isn't it? Never a fight again. That one before. Beat 30 rounds of beating the life out of each other, and we fight together. Both did good luck, and yeah, that was it. So I actually with him now. You know, he's as rude as it sounds. He's irrelevant to me now. Never gonna cross paths. So good luck whatever he does.
That's almost what boxing's about, though, isn't it? You talk, you have a fight, you sit in the ring. After that, you shake hands.
Well, I think the first fight, it was. They felt it was closer than it was. So they would hang on to the fact they want to get the revenge. I was the first person to beat him. And then the second fight, they won, so that's 1-1. So then it's going to be a third fight. So there was always something to hang on to with the two of us. After the first fight, it's 2-1 me. I won it easily. It was sort of put to bed there, isn't it? So that's why I think that we were both okay after.
So then going into your last fight, you're obviously the defending English champion at this point against Kurt Garvey. You didn't win it. Do you think you should have? Or was he the right winner in that one?
No, I don't think so.
So you felt you did enough in that fight?
Enough. I mean, whether it's right or wrong, in boxing they say a champion gets a 2-round head start. By that law, by unwritten law, that I won the fight easily. I thought I won the fight by 2 or 3 rounds anyway. I won 8, 9, 10, probably the 3 best rounds of the fight. As a champion does, finish strong, and last 2 rounds, I think I was a shot or 2 away from stopping him in the last 2 rounds. The 9th round especially, when the body was hurting him badly. His dad and his brother, I mean, they can deny it as much as they want. They have done since denied it, but they told my wife and my sister they thought I won by 2 rounds clearly. My dad is my harshest critic. Thought I won by 3 rounds. I spoke to various members of the board since, all thought I won. But unfortunately, boxing, once it's done, it's done. And the losses are losses, and nothing to do about it. He's fighting someone else, and yeah.
So where do we go from here then? So on your Instagram immediately after your fight, you said, we'll see what happens, but if you do pack it in, you've got some memories. But then mid-March, you had another post, I don't know if you remember it. It said,
still got some fights. Still got some fights.
I still have. I've got loads of fights left. I mean, that last fight, the training, every fight you hear all the time, best camp, best is. It really was. Every person I beat for the last fight. People say you get older, you get 30, you get older, you're getting a bit older now, and things start slowing down. They haven't. They've got better. I'm probably as fit as I ever have been. Not that it's any excuse. It's no excuse for the fight. I was in great shape. I'd done my back in about a week before the fight, and the last week didn't do a lot of training. And as far as Ricky Sanders, funny enough, and I'd done my back in, and I didn't feel it all in the fight. I had a lot of painkillers, and I didn't feel it. It had no effect on me at all. But I haven't been able to train at all since. I'm back to it right now, so it's 3 months, isn't it? Yeah. So I said to my manager Steve, I don't want to go back down the 6th round of certificate route. I want to fight people who want to fight back. So if the phone rings for a decent fight, ring me up. If not, then that'd probably be done.
So you want a title on the line, or just
not even a title, just a fight that would keep me motivated. If you said you're going to go and fight Joe Bloggs, who's a cab driver, not so much fun. And the money for that isn't there. People think, like I said about Joshua, there's loads of money in boxing. They're really not low level boxing.
You've got to support your family.
I've got 2.5 kids and a wife to support, so fighting a 6th rounder for 70, for £2,000 before you pay anyone out for an 8-week camp, you work out by weeks or by days' money, it's put £20 a day. I can go and get better at swimming the roads than that.
Yeah.
So, and no one's punching me. And like I said you earlier, I'm a plumber by trade, so that pays a lot better. And again, no one's punching me, no time on my body. But I said to you earlier, boxing's all I've known. So it would be, and I still definitely want to achieve what I can. But we'll see. With Brighty having that British title tied up, no one really wants to fight him. He's class. I sparred him years and years ago, before the Olympics, and I used to spar with amateurs all the time, and they'd do 3 rounds and get out. So I said to the trainers, in the end, they're doing 6 rounds. Not even do it for 3 rounds, run around the ring for it and then get out, do 6 rounds. So I let them have their first 3 rounds where they jabbed and run around and I'll take over. When I sparred him as an amateur, I thought I'll do the same and take over. I didn't take over. It was never my turn to take over. It was very, very good. Very good. And he's doing better.
So not done yet, but we need big fights.
You need something to get my teeth into, yeah. I don't want to retire, I don't pack up, but I don't want to be fine a lot lower than the level I think I should be at. On my last, I don't know what I've had, my last 10 fights maybe, I've had, you better tell me more better than I can, probably 8 title fights in them. I don't think I need to be going back down to low level again. I think I've proved I belong at a certain level, a level lower than I think I can get to, but and generally the bigger you are in weight wise, the longer you can go. 30, I'm 30 now, so I could easily go over 2 or 3 years, I think, but for the right fights.
Just one more from me. In terms of your kids, like, would you consider them going to boxing? I mean, obviously. No. And is that obviously? I ask it because obviously you get these connotations of Parkinson's and brain damage of boxing. I mean, do you think it's safe with the science these days? Would you want to go back again and do it all again, if you had a choice?
I've met some great people through boxing.
Yeah.
Some really friends. Maybe I was saying friends for life. I really have. My trainer now, Don Charles, is probably one of the best players I've ever met in my life. Without boxing, never met him.
Yeah.
My dad would say to you, my dad's 58, 57. He boxed since he was a kid, he was like a tiny kid. He made, we travelled the country together. My dad travelled the world watching us when I was boxing for England, and he couldn't be the point, but he still flew to America to watch me fight, flew everywhere to watch me fight.
So you go to places you'd never have gone.
Met people, meet people you're never going to meet. I mean, don't get me wrong, I could have been a footballer.
Yeah.
Say, I don't know, I could have been a footballer.
Well, you've probably got the sporting work ethic. You're talented.
Could have been, but I mean, I could have been a snooker player, and travelled the world and other things. You never know. But my family are boxers. I think I've had my granddad box, 5 uncles box, I think 12 cousins maybe all boxed. I think 9 have won top British titles amateurs. A lot of us we're a fighting family. So that's just what that's. But I've got 2 girls and a boy due in 5 weeks. But there's no way my dad keeps saying to me, I'll get him a space in the gym. You won't be getting no space in the gym. Yeah. I'll teach you how to throw right, how to play it.
Yeah.
Not so much for what I say about the damage it can do, more so for the sacrifices you got to make to life. The amount of time I've missed weddings or I've missed, parties, I mean like events, or let's say about missing my school prom.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't have changed after I was at the Junior Olympics in America with 15 people my own age. It was a great time. We had our own pool, it's 100 degrees, and it was brilliant. But we missed so many things. And diet-wise, you got to diet for 10 weeks at a time. You got to train in the winter when you're sitting here at night time. It's 8:30 under a night. You're hungry. You got to go look at this pissing down with rain, we'll go for a run, in the freezing cold. That's not fun.
No.
In no one's world is that fun. And the toll on your body, things hurt a lot when you're training. Every fight I said, will say, the best camp ever, I feel great. You don't feel great. You don't go to a fight feeling great. No one does. No, if you've trained your balls off for 10 to 12 weeks, punching people, being punched back, you're sore. So you go to that fight, you're never fully fit. I don't think you are when you go to a fight. So for that reason, I wouldn't want it to fight.
Yeah.
And so if you start a fight, everyone says, why do you do it for him? Well, I kind of had to with my dad. My little nephew used to start, he was 12, we started last year, he didn't like it at first, absolutely loves it now. Once you get it, it's like anything, the bug in it, once you fall off something, we'll keep doing it.
Yeah, you just touched on the question of why. That kind of brings us one of our summary questions of what would you say you live for? I mean, with our previous guests, we kind of asked them to do it in one word or one sentence.
That's too hard to phrase.
Oh, it's too hard to say, yeah. Why am I box for?
What do you live for?
Well,
living the dream. What do you live?
Kids.
Yeah.
I've always said I carried on boxing because I wanted to tell my kids when they got older their dad done something or tried to be something. Not everyone could do something and be great at it. I get that, and I've never ever said to anyone or any time I am world class. I'm world champ. I'm gonna that. But when you try to teach your kids, not so much morals, but teaching them about trying things in life. It's like if I got to 40 now, if I packed up now. You dabbled in English. I was champion of my country as an amateur, champion as a pro. So a lot of people that might mean a lot. But at least I know like I tried. I boxed a British title on pay-per-view, boxed Nation, I boxed around the world. I tried. So if you keep trying, you get somewhere.
Yeah.
So I suppose in a long sentence, the answer would be I want to tell my kid, I live for my kids and my wife, that I tried to be something. Didn't sit my ass doing nothing. Didn't accept being. Saying there's going to be no one, but try to be someone.
Yeah, and using your talents and your skills to do it as well as you can.
I've always given the best I've got. Since my missus said last night, funny enough, that would I be a personal trainer? I said no, because I expect out of everyone what I do. If you put me on a running machine, does me run 30 miles an hour for a minute. I couldn't do it, but I'd give it everything I had to try. I'd be falling off. I would fall flat on my face trying.
Yeah.
I'd always try. People will go, I can't do that. No, that's always can't. You give it a go. But if I was training someone, I'd say, you can give it a go. You're gonna I'd last about 10 minutes and say, you can I never knew. So yeah.
Right. Is that pretty much it? We're gonna mention the giveaway.
Yeah.
In a sec. Do you want to talk about what we're gonna give away this week?
Yeah. So Miles has very kindly said that he'll sign a couple of boxing gloves for us to give away. We'll either do that on Twitter or Instagram, so make sure you're following us on both.
Other than that, I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, just keep in contact at Living the Dream Pod on Instagram or the Dream Pod on Twitter. Isaac Farmer, Miles at Baygrove, and yeah, Miles Shinkwin, you've been fantastic. Thank you so much again for having us in your lovely house. Letting us see your lovely bulldog as well. Quick shout out to Ralph, yeah?
Wreck-It Ralph.
Wreck-It Ralph. Yeah, no, it's fantastic, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks so much for tuning in and being part of Living the Dream. Goodbye.